everyone, I'm Polly and today we're working on Toshiinaka. This time I'm still working on the city side, but it's going to be a brighter and cuter side of the city. I'm going to use a lot of white and pink and, bright colors in general. And I really wanted to have this contrast between a super busy and dark side and super clean and kawaii side of the city. So that's what we're going to work on this week. And at first I didn't really know how to transition to the two areas, on the ground level it's kind of easy because there's the resident services. It already gives you this visual cue that there's a little transition between styles, because the resident services is such a different building from what I've been working on the past few weeks. But on the top level, I didn't really know how to transition from one area to the other. So I thought I could just do a bridge, a land bridge basically, and have a lookout area separating the two areas, and that kind of combines the two aesthetics. Although it looks a little bit more like the darker side of the city, but I think in the end you can kind of see the two styles working together down there. I'm still debating on whether or not to make that area accessible. For now it's just a lookout, and I think it will depend on how I wrap the city side of the island, because there's still a big part of the city that I haven't worked on yet, that I will work on next week. So I'll probably have to make a decision by next week or not. Maybe I'll just see how the rest of the island flows, see if I have I still have inclines. That's a pretty big aspect of this, because I've already used 5 inclines, and although I want the rural side of the island to be, I'm not envisioning a lot of inclines on that area, because I want to make it super open, and I think I'm going to do pretty much everything on the ground level, but maybe I change my mind. I don't really plan my builds. I have builds in mind, I have stuff that I want to do, but I don't really know how to do it until I actually do it. I think I've talked about this before. I think I even talked about it on a speed build on this island. So, it's kind of a surprise for everyone, for you, for me. It will all depend on my brain capacity, my inspiration, and my creativity. But yeah, whatever. This time I actually thought I was going to work a little bit more on the ground level of the island. I'm not gonna lie to you, but because I decided to do this lookout area, that actually took up some time for me to do it, more than I thought it would. So I kinda left the ground level a little bit unfinished, but I will work on it next week and finish up the city side of the island next week. And I'm so excited to start working on the rural side. You have no idea. For Marty's house, I kind of did what I did with Mott's house. I put it on top of a cliff, and so it looks like it belongs to a building. That's the only way I could find to have this sort of feeling to the villager houses. I'm sorry if it doesn't look that good. I mean, the houses are not remodeled yet, okay? Maybe when they are remodeled, they will look better. I'm still working on HHP. Hopefully this weekend I can upload some interiors. I will start by the houses that I put on the island first, obviously, and then work towards the houses that I put on this week's build. But since next week, sorry, there won't be any villager houses. The next time that I put a villager house on a build, I will be able to decorate it in the same video, which is amazing for me. It is so hard to work with the wrong aesthetic, the houses having the wrong aesthetic, because it's hard for me to envision how it can actually look like. If you feel like it's hard for you, I don't know if you feel that, but if it is, just know that it is as hard for me, okay? And sometimes I feel kind of blocked, I have a kind of an inspiration block because I can't really see how it will end up looking like. Thankfully, that hasn't happened that much on this island, because the builds on the city side are not that relevant to the rest of the structure, and I can work on the rest of the structure pretty easily without having the houses with the right, with the houses remodeled with the right aspect. I don't know. But yeah, on the rural side, the structure of the build will rely a little bit more on the villager houses, so I'm glad that will be figured out by then. But yeah, speaking of this build right now, I did this cute street, super bright building. As you can see, the buildings on this, sorry, this was kind of out of the blue, but the buildings on this side are way brighter. I went for the white buildings because that gives a clean look, and I really want this area to be cute. Kawaii, okay? Kawaii is the keyword for this area. So I really went all in with the white buildings, and I tried to make little shops and a laundromat and make it look like it's inside of the building. I tried my best, okay? Don't come for me. It's hard to make builds like this on a game that doesn't give you that many possibilities, okay? I have to work with the resources that I have available for me. But I actually really like how it looks. The sidewalk is blocked off, so you can't really go too near the stuff, and I think that helps to not destroy the perspective completely. So on every island that I build, I kind of block off certain areas so the overall aesthetic still looks good. Even like you can only walk where things look good. Sorry if that's something that bothers you if you've visited one of my islands, but I'm a perfectionist, and I don't like to show the ugly bits of my builds. So yeah, I'm still debating on whether to block off both this area down here and the street where the white buildings are. I'm sorry. I will extend it to the right. So that's the area that I'm not sure if I will block off or not. The left side will connect with next week's build, because I will continue the city to the back of those buildings. It will still grow. I was thinking of doing a school, and I will also include the residents' house there. We'll see how it goes. I've never built a school before, but it will be just for the aesthetics. I'm not going to do those schools that you can go in and see classrooms. That's not going to happen, okay? This side of the island is pretty much just for the looks of it, you know? So I don't know if I will, like, I made this area here. This is supposed to be a lookout area, but I think I made it like it still looks good even if you come down here. So maybe I won't block this area off. I don't know. Future me problems, I guess. For now it's blocked off. I mean, it's not really blocked off because you can still access it pretty easily because I haven't worked on the rural side. But what, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. You know, this was another, like with every build that I make on this island, it was hard for me to stop working on this area. I just kept adding stuff. I just kept having new ideas for this area down here and for the area with the buildings and all that. I didn't really know what to do here and make it look good, so I made it like there's some construction going on here, you know, because if I end up choosing to have access on the road that you can see behind the scaffoldings, it still looks nice, you know. Although I made these areas to not be accessible at first, if I end up making them accessible, they will still look nice. Like I won't have to change too much for it to look good, which that's why I'm not sure yet if I will block these areas off or not, because on one hand it probably looks better if you don't come too close to it, because you can't really see you know, stuff that may not look as good up close. But I don't think it looks that bad up close, to be honest. I worked on this area like it was supposed to be available, you know, unblocked. So yeah, maybe let me know, you know, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to come down here and have access to this area? I mean, I haven't worked a lot on the area behind this little store that I'm doing here, so I can definitely work around it and make it make sense, you know? And I haven't really worked on the area behind of what we did last week, you know, behind the parking lot and all that. So I can definitely find a way to connect the two areas. Also, I don't know what happened, guys. There was a big chunk of decorating that I don't have. I probably forgot to hit record. I honestly don't know. You'll see in a little bit that the building with the storefronts, not the item, but like, you see, the building suddenly is all built. What happened there? And also this building that I did with the tokenomics, suddenly there's bookshelves. I honestly thought that I recorded it, but for some reason I didn't. I don't know what happened there. I'm as confused as you are. So I'm doing a little shrine here. This is inspired by something that I saw on a video and I couldn't find it for the life of me. But you know, if you watch PewDiePie, you probably know that he's been vlogging a lot in Japan. He's moved there and he vlogs kind of regularly, and he shows a lot of Japan, and I really like those vlogs because I can see Japan, how it is, you know. And in one of his videos there was a little shrine in the middle of the buildings, and I thought it was so cute that I chose to include it here as well. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. This was such a fun and cute side of the island. I can't wait to work on the interiors. And if you enjoyed it as well, you know what to do. You just have to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and you know, that's just a huge help for me. You support me and motivate me, and I'm so thankful for all of that. If you want to see what I did on the other areas, you can click here. And yeah, thank you so much for being here today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!